This is the story of how I accidentally became the NASCAR mascot.
We the best.
Good job by Shaquem Griffin.
Major breaking news.
This is a landmark deal.
How is something so specific of becoming the face of a multi-million-dollar league an accident? Well, allow me to explain. We, at Snapback Sports, signed a deal with NASCAR to make content throughout the month of February, including Super Bowl. Then we got hit with a triple whammy of unfortunate events, which threw all our original plans out the door. But let's start all the way back at the beginning at the Clash of the Coliseum in beautiful Los Angeles, where the NASCOT was born and he didn't even know it yet.
Let's go, boys!
You're not a fan of him?
Wait, you're a NASCAR?
Yeah, I'm a NASCAR driver. This is our Super Bowl commercial.
This was our original plan for the video, but as you will see throughout the video, our plan goes to...
We're gonna get exclusive access to the drivers, talk one-on-one. I'm looking for 10 million views between 3 driver interviews. That's step number 1.
The day started great though. We had 3 driver interviews lined up. We started with the reigning champion Ryan Blaney. First, where we discussed if Ohio State should fire Ryan Day, and he gave us his rankings of the all-time number 12s.
Dwight Howard, 5. Ryan Blaney, 4. And Tom Brady, number 1. I knew Tom was coming.
This was a great interview, but this was the first of the triple whammy of unfortunate events to hit us.
Just take
No, it was not the fact that the visor of the helmet was stuck.
Breaking news, Clash is being run tonight at 5 p.m., not on Sunday.
Yes, the race got moved up an entire day, and we would figure it out, but we still had a couple more driver interviews to complete, so we headed down to the garages to talk to Austin Dillon. When we got to the garages, though, we were met by NASCAR security who told us we could not wear my driver suit around the garage because we looked too much like the actual drivers. And at that exact moment, that's when we knew we had something special on our hands.
How are y'all?
Good, how are you?
Good, Jack. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How are you? Hey, good to meet you.
Great to meet you. Thank you.
If we could blend in with actual NASCAR drivers to the NASCAR security, we knew we could make something special happen. We conducted our interviews with Austin Dillon and getting thoughts on his arm compared to Brock Purdy's, especially when throwing helmets at moving cars.
Better thrower of a NASCAR helmet, say, like a moving vehicle.
He's probably got me on that one too.
Okay.
My helmet throw was a bit of an interception. Next time it happens,
For the
I'll
speed they're
connect.
going at, I thought it was a pretty good throw.
Yeah, and the bounce was on purpose because I was hoping that the skip would create right into the window net.
Window, yeah.
You know, and it was going to be about the right height. I was just a little late. Didn't judge for the, 65, 70 mile an hour pace car speed.
The best part of these interviews, though, is we knew they would remember us. We weren't like the rest of these traditional media companies conducting interviews with their big cameras and mics wearing button-down shirts. We pulled up with 2 tripods and an idiot dressed like a NASCAR driver. Once we made an impression on these drivers in these interviews, that's exactly when the light bulb went off and the mascot idea started creeping into our heads. So how far could we really take this? Well, someday the NASCOT hopes to wave that checkered flag at the NASCAR Championship. And if you want to follow and support the NASCOT on his journey, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button right this second. We then were at the track with some time to kill until the race started, so we took advantage the best way we knew how. Create a Drew Walls video. This was the first liftoff of the NASCOT to the general public as we got the quote tweet from Drew Walls himself.
NASCAR thought we needed a little juice, so they hooked us up with Suite 206 to show what it's like to be VIP at the LA Coliseum.
Since the race got moved up a day, no one else assigned to our suite made it in time, so Jack and I enjoyed the race with some food and drinks to ourselves.
We got pizza, Italian stuff, chicken, hamburger, and overall for a buffet in the suite line, pretty solid. We'll give it a 6.8 out of 10.
LA was a huge win for the NASCOT, and we were well on our way to our ultimate goal of waving that checkered flag at the NASCAR Championship. The NASCOT's next step on his voyage was to the Super Bowl, the granddaddy of all American sporting events. This time though, part 2 of the triple whammy hit early. And right as we arrived, I got the flu and was sidelined for the entire weekend. We had to bring in the backup NASCOT to take over.
They thought he was Joe Burrow.
And that put a huge roadblock in our content plan. No more Where's Waldo in the stadium, and no more Man on the Street content. The backup NASCOT, though, did put on a show of his own. The day started at the Players Tailgate in Vegas and hit the red carpet fitted from head to toe. Everybody, and I mean everybody, wanted to snag their picture with the NASCOT. Kids, adults, Chiefs fans, Niners fans, It did not matter. Some guy even wanted the backup NASCOT to sign his football for him. Then, the celebrities started to notice, which was huge. Got a picture with Pro Bowl NFL running back Austin Eckler, UCF legend Shaq Griffin, the Italian stallion Tommy DeVito, and had to get a little active with the mariachi band. The tailgate was a massive success, building the NASCOT's profile to a brand new football audience, and the biggest football audience at that. They headed over to the stadium, and these attempts at some sort of an intro were a very clear sign from the start that our original content plans were going to be thrown straight out of the window.
We've made it to Las Vegas for the Super Bowl, part 2 of our journey.
The backup NASCOT, though, did pull off a nice Super Bowl food review.
One of the best chicken sandwiches I've ever had in a stadium. The fries are hot. Shout out Clyde's.
Enjoyed a great football game and got the job done. But leaving the Super Bowl with the Daytona 500 on the horizon, we knew that it was of the utmost importance to get the big guns back for the 500. We made it to the Great American Race and we were fired up. We heard amazing things about what the Daytona 500 has to offer in terms of how crazy the infield gets and how much fun the race can be. This is when the third piece of the triple whammy unfortunately hit, though. It was raining the entire weekend, and unfortunately it was not going to let up, so the people were not out and about as we expected, but this was never going to stop the NASCOT.
We made it to beautiful Daytona 500. Not quite beautiful just yet, but we have some big things planned for Daytona 500 to make it go.
We had 3 different driver interviews to complete with William Byron, Austin Dillon, and Ross Chastain. We started with Austin Dillon, who immediately recognized me from when I interviewed him at the Clash. We knew that if the drivers started recognizing me, the NASCOT, every time they saw me, that waving that checker flag could be a real possibility. We put them through a series of 15 questions playing Are You Smarter Than a NASCAR Driver? Austin Dillon absolutely crushed it with 11 out of 15 correct.
How many rings in the Olympic symbol? 5. Which letter on the periodic table is potassium? K. Square root of 121? 11.
Our second interview, William Byron, did not do as well, only getting 7 out of 15. He started with a tough 0 out of 5.
Capital of Russia is what?
But we were very proud of his bounce back, getting the next 7 out of 10. Finally, Ross Chastain, the Melon Man, also finished with a 7 out of 15, but he let us look at his Melon Man helmet, which was one of the coolest things I've ever seen, so we forget about his poor performance on Are You Smarter Than a NASCAR Driver? The reason this was such a success, though, is later in the day, we were driving around in our golf cart and passed Ross Chastain, and he smiled and waved at me, which is just another piece of evidence that was showing us that this driver suit and becoming the NASCOT was a very real thing. The NASCOT uniform had a power to it that we ourselves may have underestimated. And apparently that power included getting free food while walking around the Daytona 500 concourse.
That is amazing.
Where's this from?
From our forward courtesy. Picanha.
I love picanha.
First career start. You're going to lead the
Picanha, muy picanha. Bueno. I speak French. Muy bien. No, that's Spanish. I speak Spanish.
How do you say I speak Spanish?
Je parle en español. That's French.
And yeah, I bet y'all didn't know that I was trilingual. The next day, we hit heights that we couldn't even have dreamed of for the NASCOT. NASCAR hooked us up with a 5-minute interview with the man, the myth, the legend, DJ Khaled. And boy, did he not disappoint.
I'm just being me.
Let's go golfing.
Listen, let's go golfing. It's let's go golfing. It's let's go racing.
Yes.
It's let's go yachting. It's let's go shopping. It's let's go. You know what I'm saying?
DJ Khaled and the NASCOT. Just let that sink in for a second.
Major bag alert.
After his raving review of the Biggie Bag from Wendy's, we had to give it a try.
That's a 10 out of 10 fry. Easy. Swear? We the best.
Frosty.
Did you put any of the French fries into the Frosty?
So we were talking about that today. I'm not into that.
Okay.
It's a combo as old as time.
I'm not.
Have you tried it and you're not into
I
it?
haven't tried it because I have a thing about mixing like salt
And sweet.
Different.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the Frosty's not only a dessert to me, it's like victory.
It's a victory. It's a victory.
It certainly did live up to the hype, although I do think that Khaled is sleeping on that Fry and Frosty combo. But you knew it had to come eventually. More unfortunate news. The race, which was originally scheduled for Sunday, was now moved to Monday due to the rain, and we could no longer stay for that postponed date. But that was not going to stop us from continuing to build the NASCOT's brand. So how do we get eyeballs on the NASCOT for the Daytona 500 while not being at the Daytona 500? Doing the craziest thing we could think of. Enter the Daytona 500 Challenge.
The challenge goes as follows. Every lap that's completed, I have to eat a grape. Every crash that happens, I have to shotgun a beer. Every stage that is finished, I have to eat a hot dog as quickly as I possibly can. And every time there's a new leader, I have to do 10 push-ups. Let's complete this challenge and start it with grape number 1.
That's lap 1.
I truly did not fathom how bad that amount of grapes would be just sitting with the stickiness in my throat.
Hey, yo! All stuck right in my throat. This one might be yak.
1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank.
Oh! Who's up? Did Byron win?
And you look at lap 2.
That wraps up the Daytona 500 Challenge. 200 grapes, 4 shotguns, 200 hot dogs, 2 hot dogs, and over 300 push-ups. Congratulations to William Byron.
The challenge was completed, and a big shout out to our interviewee, William Byron. Who needs to win? Are you smarter than a NASCAR driver when you're winning the Daytona 500? The greatest part about the Daytona 500 Challenge, though, is that it got the attention of the higher-ups at NASCAR.
We have made it. As you can see right behind me, that is the NASCAR logo. We're in Charlotte, North Carolina at the NASCAR headquarters to make me officially the NASCAR mascot. We're going to get an HQ tour, and then we're going to sign those papers. I am one step closer after I sign those papers to waving the checker flag at the championship.
Yes, I got invited to Charlotte, NASCAR HQ, to put pen to paper and make this whole thing official. It's pretty funny that this all started with a Ryan Blaney interview in a fire suit and helmet bought off of eBay, and now we're in Charlotte, North Carolina at the NASCAR headquarters.
Official. There you go. NASCAR is in the building.
The day started with a tour of their beautiful office, and they had quite the view of downtown Charlotte. Then I put my driving skills to the test with their simulator.
Anyone know what the third pedal's for?
That's not your name.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah.
There we go.
You're going the wrong way.
Wrong way. Oof. You've been disqualified for reckless driving already? How do you reverse? Put it in reverse, Terry.
Put it in reverse, Terry! No, please! Ow!
I don't know how to go. Oh. Ay, ay, ay.
Hit those buttons.
All right, let's just go this. Oh my God. All right, here we go. Why does it do that? Oh, I'm upside down. All right, cut it.
We found out very quickly that it was best to stick to content and being the mascot rather than trying to put my actual driving skills to the test.
Yeah, I'm cooked. Let's wrap it up. Let's go sign some documents.
We had our fun, but now it was time. We walked over to their conference room and the papers were laid out in front of me.
Question is, do I sign in my name or do I make a NASCOT signature?
What's the NASCOT signature look like?
Big N, then some scribbles, and then just cross it all out. Officially, unofficially, official. What do we have? 6 months until we're waving the checker flag at the championship series. And this is step 1.
I put pen to paper and that was that. It's crazy to think that if Mother Nature didn't intervene on these races, everything would be wildly different. But now the NASCOT is the unofficial mascot of NASCAR. But this is just the start of the NASCOT's journey, as we'll be at multiple more races this season, and my brand will only continue to grow and grow and grow. But the NASCOT is now officially the unofficial mascot of NASCAR.
We will see you for part 2 when we are ultimately waving the checker flag at the championship series. Big shout out to NASCAR for making this happen, and the story has just begun.